So what's going on, guys? Upper Echelon Capital. This video that I want to make today, it's just about how you can afford to go to, faraway places or afford to do expensive travel, expensive cruises. Some people, y'all like cruises, afford expensive flights, or if y'all want to bundle your whole thing and do like flight, hotel, rental car, whatever the case might be, right? This is how you want to do this using your credit card, right? Without going into credit card debt, okay? Travel is the number one expense, which is why people are in thousands and thousands of dollars in credit card debt. My goal is to simply just make this video so we can eliminate the amount of consumer debt in the United States based off of people simply just making dumb decisions and not understanding financially how you can afford certain things that are more expensive. So we're going to go into how you can afford it right now. All right. This was from my last presentation, so just ignore this right here. All right. But, okay, we already went over the fact that travel expenses is a major source of credit card debt. All right. So with credit cards, obviously, when a lot of you guys get approved for high limit credit cards, y'all get the Southwest City card, y'all get the Amex travel card, y'all get the so many different type of credit cards, y'all Capital One Venture, and y'all get approved for these high limits, right? See, one big issue is that y'all going to use this and use money that y'all really don't have. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by this is some of y'all don't have, whatever money that you wouldn't have spent on your debit card, you spending that on your credit card. You know what I'm saying? So now you're using the bank's money, and that's money that you really don't have because you don't have enough money in your bank account or your debit card to pay off that credit card bill. Okay. So, right. Unlike a debit card, you're not spending actual cash, and that's going to create a disconnect from the cost. And that's exactly what I was just speaking of. Let me give you an example. You guys, you might have $3,000 in your bank account, right? You might have just fixed your credit, whatever the case might be. Now you're getting high limit credit card. You're getting a $5,000 Amex credit card, $7,000 credit card, right? So now when it comes to the trips, you want to go ahead and take a trip, get fly, whatever. Now you're using your credit card to pay for that entire trip up front. Well, you only got $3,000 and the trip costs $5,000. You want to go to Turks and Caicos with your friends and you don't have enough money. You're at minus 2,000 difference because you only have 3,000 in your bank account on your debit card to spend, but you're paying for a $5,000 trip. Now, ain't no problem with paying for that $5,000 trip, but you got to pay for it in a way that's financially affordable to your schedule and how much income and money that you're making. And we're going to get into that part, right? So another thing, high interest. Credit card interest rates are usually high. It's usually going to be 30% credit card interest. You got a credit union, it might be a little bit lower. So understand, when you use money that's not yours and you can't pay off the full balance before your due date, they're going to charge you so much interest that you're never going to get out of that hole. I'm not trying to sound no type of way. I'm just being real with y'all. A lot of people, they get into this hole, you're never going to get out. You're going to make minimum payment after minimum payment after minimum payment. And then what's going to happen is that credit, at some point, you're going to be like, you know what? I got to save my coins in my pocket, right? And then you want to let the credit card go late. It's going to go 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. Then it's going to go to collections, right? I do credit repair, so I know this is what I deal with. A lot of y'all put yourselves in these bad positions based off of y'all spending habits, right? It's not nothing wrong to do it, but financially, it's a certain way that you need to do it in order for it to make sense to how much money that you bring in, right? So we're going to go on to the next part, man. All right. So this is how you're going to afford expensive travel without messing up your credit and building your credit and financially being able to afford it, okay? So you plan your trip ahead. That's the first thing you do. If you know that you don't make at least $30,000 or $40,000 a month, and guess I'm saying 30 to 40,000, and you need to have a profit margin like 25, 30 racks a month. You need to be putting that in your pocket each month if you know you want to just put a whole trip on your credit card, okay? Especially expensive travel, all right? So if you know you're not making that, because most average people in America, whatever the case might be, are making 70,000, 50,000, stuff like that, right? Ain't nothing wrong with going on the trip, but this is how you're going to afford it, okay? You're going to plan your trip ahead. So you're going to plan your dream vacation. I don't care if it's Turks. I don't care if it's Dubai. I don't care if it's Santorini, Greece, Lisbon, Cartagena, whatever, right? You're going to plan that 2 to 3 months in advance, all right? This is going to allow for you to budget and use services like paylatertravel.com. It's a huge gem, all right? This is a service, and there's plenty of websites like it, probably 5 or 6, that's going to allow you to reserve your vacation, all right, months in advance, which means if you booked a top tier hotel, you booked water, jet skis, and whatever the case might be. You bundle all that in your vacation bundle, right? You can book that and reserve that 2 to 3 months in advance by simply paying a very minimum deposit to a website like paylatertravel.com, which means now you already secured your trip. All you got to do now is simply just pay in installments for the trip that you got. All right. So this service will allow you to reserve your entire trip, which is flights, hotels, etc., with a deposit, and then you split the remaining costs into affordable payment installments. Okay. Right? This is the benefits of installments. These installments are much easier for you to manage on your credit card compared to the entire trip cost. And you can pay them off before your due date. The installments, all right? Avoiding interest charges, okay? What I mean by this is, let's say, for example, well, we're actually going to go into the example. I'm not even going to talk about that because that's going to come next. And when you put these installments, when you're paying off installments and you're using your credit card, you're building your credit. You are demonstrating responsible credit usage to the credit card company. And this is going to lead to